what is the most effective learning method out there?
The most effective learning method is the one that best harnesses the innate gifts, talents, skills of whoever the learner is and maximizes those instead of negating them, instead of marginalizing them, instead of putting off to the side and saying, well, that doesn't really apply to what we're learning, is finding ways to harness and leverage what's innate about that person, what's innately talented and what's innately skillful about that person, and use that to drive the learning. It's always about personalizing the learning process to something that feels proximate and intimate to them, and using that connection, that personal connection, to drive the learning. What's the difference between, somebody who you see on the news who unfortunately has been murdered, like we see all too often on the local evening news, and when it happens to one of your family members? Proximity, intimacy means everything. And for whatever reason, when it comes to education, we have a one-size-fits-all approach, and I understand from an operational point of view why that happens. But we say, here's what you're going to read, here's the book you're going to read, and our goal is to hope that it's going to relate to as many of the kids as possible. But in the same way that I wouldn't ask you to stop your day to mourn, someone that you had heard had died on the local news, and ask you, how could you be so callous not to be grieving someone has died, right? Well, it's different when it's proximate. It's different when it's your family member, when it's your blood. And I think if we were to apply that to education, if we were to apply that differentiated individual approach to learning to what we do, we'd have much more meaningful and much more lasting outcomes.